Rush Duel is a fast-paced spin-off game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can summon as many monsters as you want and draw up to 5 cards each turn. In this series, me and the TheDrAlex progress through each Rush Duel product release and build decks with whatever cards were available at that time. We have been drafting characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime and have exclusive access to those characters' boss monsters, and will continue to draft characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush series. Join us as we continue to battle it out in this series, Rush Duel Character Draft. Phoenix of the Roaring Flame was released August 11th, 2023, and introduces 2 new archetypes. Secret Investigators, a series of light reptile monsters that can gain incremental advantages, and Gaia, a series of monsters that can perform fusion summoning without a fusion card. This set also provides support for existing archetypes such as Jointech, which received several new boss monsters, including 2 fusions and a maximum. Pyro received a maximum monster of its own in Blazebolt Chemistorm Fenghuang Vocalized Phoenix, which can destroy monsters and back row. Sea Serpents received a new boss monster in Abyss Slayer Levianite, who gets stronger for every maximum piece in the graveyard. A handful of other types received a single card of support, including Worms and Dinosaurs for me, and Light Galaxy, Zombie, Dark Galaxy, and Insects for Alex. Finally, this set also introduces some good generic cards, such as Legend Strike, a spell that can revive a level 4 monster and sometimes pop a back row, XQT Riding, a trap that can revive a monster and weaken 2 of your opponent's monsters, and a new legend card, Negate Attack. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is Jointech, but there's a variety of different ways to build Jointech. This build specifically is focusing on the new fusion monster that we got, Jointech Fighter, the new boss monster that we got, Jointech Hero, and the new maximum monster that we got, Mega Jointech Fortrex, which is pretty cool. So we'll start with the fusion monster. So it's made using Jointech Ace and Jointech Ace, so 2 of our vanillas. We can take 1 level 7 Earth attribute machine type monster from our graveyard, and either add it to our hand or special summon it face up to your field. Then if the card was Jointech Hero, you can add 1 Jointech Ace from your graveyard to your hand. So this card has a couple of uses. We could use it to special summon a 2500 attacker back to our field, which is always useful, or we could add Jointech Hero or Jointech Rex back to our hand, tribute summon them out, and then get their effects off. So variety of ways we can use these cards, which is pretty cool. And this is not only the turn it's summoned, so we can do this every single turn if Jointech Fighter sticks around. Next up, Jointech Hero. So during the turn, you normal summon this card by tributing Jointech Ace, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains 1500 attack until the end of this turn, then you can add an Earth attribute machine type monster from your graveyard to your hand, which means we can use Jointech Fighter to bring back Jointech Hero, then using Jointech Fighter's other effect, we can add Jointech Ace from our graveyard to our hand, summon out the Jointech Ace and any other monster, tribute both of them to summon out Jointech Hero, get Jointech Hero's effect, which will boost its attack up to 4000, and then we can add another Earth attribute machine type monster from our graveyard to our hand, which at the very least will be another Jointech Ace, but we can take any of the other Earth attribute machine type monsters from our graveyard. So really, really cool. Finally, we have the other big part of the deck, which is our maximum. So this is a level 4 maximum. So all of the pieces are level 4, which means we can just summon them out and tribute them whenever we want. But the L piece lets us send 1 Earth attribute machine type monster from our hand to the graveyard, lose a 600 attack until the end of the turn, then toss a coin. If the result is heads, this card can attack 3 times this turn. If the result is tails, this turn, this card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters and inflict piercing damage. So either it gets 3 attacks or 2 attacks and piercing, both of which really, really good because it does give us a way to get to our opponent's life points, which is decent. Obviously losing 600 attack kind of sucks, especially since the maximum attack is only 3000, put it down to 24. But that doesn't matter too much because of the R effect, which is each player shuffles 3 monsters from their opponent's graveyard into the owner's deck. Then, if this card is in maximum mode, it gains attack equal to the total levels of the Earth attribute machine type monsters shuffled by this effect times 100. So that does mean we don't really want to be playing non-Earth, and the only non-Earth machines in here is Slot Machine PG7 and our Legend monster Twin Barrel Dragon, which are all dark. But our opponent also gets to choose, which means if we do have these non-Earths, that means our opponent could target those, but also they will target our lowest levels, which would be things like Craft the Drone or Gale Vinery, which means our opponent basically gets a lot of control over how much attack we gain. So we want to ideally just keep our high levels in the graveyard and keep shuffling away our low levels. And then finally, the middle piece lets us increase this card's level by 6. Also, if you have a level 7 or higher machine type monster in your graveyard, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. So blanket protection from all card effect destruction is really, really good. It's a bit on the weaker side at only 3000 attack, but again, it can boost itself over. It's more of an aggressive maximum, not more of a defensive maximum. We don't really want to summon this and pass. We want to summon this and then get some damage done, and then our opponent will probably out it on their turn. So our next new card is Steel Soldier Gale Venery. So toss a coin. If the result is heads, all face-up monsters on your field gain 500 attack to the end of this turn. If the result is tails, you can make one face-up monster on your opponent's field lose 800 attack and defense. So this card is great. Basically, we can give our board a 500 boost, which is 1500 total damage, or we can make our opponent's monsters lose 800, and that 800 is really big. That lets us get over things that we otherwise couldn't. So again, fantastic card, and it is a coin tossing effect. And guess what is also a coin tossing effect? Mega Jointech Fortrex L, which means we can use Slot Machine PG7 to take back Gale Venery, we can use it to take back Fortrex L, we can use it to get back our Legend Monster, Twin Barrel Dragon, and we can use it to get back Steel Steed Martin Venery also. So really, really cool card. Even though it's not Earth, we want to include it because we do have a way to get back one of our maximum pieces, which will make it hopefully a little bit more consistent. For the other last two new cards in the deck, we have Jointech Dig Up. So we can send an Earth Attribute Machine Type monster from our hand to the graveyard, excavate the top 3 cards of our deck, add 1 excavate card to our hand, place the remaining cards top of your deck in any order, or send them to the graveyard. So this card is decent. It does have a pretty annoying drawback that we have to discard a card and then we only gain 1 card, so we are -1ing, which means extending with this is going to be rather difficult, but it does help us dig into a very required piece. It might help us find the last piece of our maximum. It might help us find Jointech Ace or Fusion to get them going so we can create a play, or one of our boss monsters if we really need one. So this card does have a lot of uses. It's just not as strong as I would like it to be. Well, I suppose if it didn't have the discard an Earth Attribute monster requirement on it, this card would be insane and played in every single deck. So yeah, we take the negatives with the positives. Now finally, our new trap card is Jointech Ignition. When an opponent's monster declares an attack targeting your face-up Earth Attribute Machine Type monster, the attack target cannot be destroyed that turn. Then if you have a face-up level 7 or higher Earth Attribute Machine Type monster on your field, you can destroy the attacking monster. Now, note, it doesn't have to be the monster that was attacked. You just have to have a level 7 monster on the field, which means Jointech Ignition does have this kind of extra use of it, which is it's decent. It's decent. I mean, this whole deck seems fine. I don't know if this deck's going to be really crazy strong, but it does have plays. You can make a big maximum and try and make it huge and attack lots of times, or with piercing. We can get 4000 attack. We have a lot of way to recycle effects and recycle cards. So this deck seems decently strong, and it does have a lot of back row hate between Jointech Rex and Iron Onslaught. So for the side deck, we have decided to go anti-maximum because at some point during this set, Alex is going to be bringing his Phoenix deck, and we have to have ways to stop it. So we have Jointech Stegocelos, which can pop monsters that have 1600 or less defense. Guess what? All maximums have 0 defense, so that will be able to deal with it as long as it doesn't have its protection. Next up, we have Overlord L, which is in here to shuffle cards from the graveyard back into the deck. This can be really, really helpful, and World Working for the same reason. We have Talismanic Seal Array, which again, very, very important card for stopping maximums. We can reduce their attack by 2000, allowing us to attack over them. We've got the Dark Hole, because again, if it doesn't have protection, we just want another way to get rid of it. And we have Traditional Tax, which again, a lot of maximum decks have a lot of draw power, so Traditional Tax really punishes them and can maybe get rid of a maximum piece, because although they tend to draw a lot of cards, they need to assemble 3 specific cards. So if they do assemble those 3 and then you hit 2 cards out of the hand, there is a high chance you hit one of those pieces. The rest of it is just kind of other cards that we could splash in if we think Battle Demotion might be useful, we think Mirror Force might be useful, and Torrential Tribute, again, anything that can destroy spell traps, such as Phoenix, Torrential Tribute really good to side into. So this is the deck. We are feeling okay about it. I'm not super confident, but I think this deck has all the tools it does need to be able to win. It's just, is it going to be consistent enough that we will see all of those cards that we need when we need them? Let's fire on in and see what Alex has got for us. Last week we had the Gold Grapple, our Battle of the Golds, in which we had the Sea Serpent Maximum take on the Bubble Aqua, I guess. The latest edition of Dian Ketos. That was an interesting one. But that was just biding time. That was just us filling the gap while we waited for this brand new set to release, Phoenix of the Roaring Flame, which, I don't know about you, but I am really excited for this set. I think a lot of the new cards in it are really cool. I don't know if they're going to be super duper competitive going forward, but they at the very least look very, very interesting. And especially since the last few sets, we've kind of had very limited support for very small amount of decks. It's nice to have one where we're like, oh, for like the next 6 weeks, I feel like I can bring something new.
Yeah, it's always nice to get new stuff. No.
I'm just thinking back to that the Maximum pack with the Sea Serpents and the Machine Maximum cards, and I'm just like I like the cards in there, but please give me a bit more variety, you know? I don't want to
Yeah.
just feel like, oh, I've got nothing new, I've just got some new machine stuff to play with. But I am really excited for this, and because we have so many different decks available, it's actually really hard to predict what each other's going to be on. Obviously, the cover card for the set is the new Pyro Maximum Phoenix, which looks really, really strong. Very, very powerful Maximum. I wouldn't be surprised to see you on that, but at the same time, there are so many other decks available. There's some new Galaxy stuff, there's some new Insect stuff, there's new Sea Serpent stuff, so there's so much. I think maybe Sea Serpent as well, I expect you to be on the least, just because you've just played Sea Serpents, so I think maybe you would want to double up.
Yeah.
You got any idea what you think?
Logic.
Yeah, you got any idea what you think I might be on?
I think you'll kick it off with either Reptiles or Joint Tech.
Okay. That's covered quite a lot of bases. I think other than that, I've got what? Gaia and some worm stuff. And there was one more thing, but I cannot remember what it is. So, shall we fire on in and just see what both of them?
Yeah, let's go.
Wow. We will be going first. I know you like second anyway most of the time. Okay, what do we want to do with this hand? There is things we can do. Alright, I will normal summon Craft the Drone.
Ooh.
We'll go ahead and activate its effect, and we're going to discard Slot Machine PG7 to draw a card. Not exactly what we were hoping to draw, but we'll summon out Craft the Drone. We'll activate its effect, and we're going to discard Mega Jointech Fortress R to the graveyard. Then, we're going to tribute 2 and summon out Jointech Hero, whose effect doesn't do anything, so need to be tribute summoned using Jointech Ace. Who's just a 2500 dude. We will set, and then... yeah, go for it. We'll also summon out Mega Jointech Fortress, the middle piece. And we'll pass on that.
Okay. Well, here's a hint as to what I'm on.
Okay, so we're on the Pyros.
Uh,
That's a really good start for you.
let's go around again.
Okay, so we've got at least 2 pieces.
Do with emptying my hand. So here's Hot the Combustion Spirit.
Okay. And then here comes the big one.
1, 2,
Turn 1.
3.
Pretty rough. Be either the Fire Attribute Aqua monster in the graveyard or a Fire Attribute Thunder type monster in your graveyard.
Oh no, I do have Thunder and Aqua in the graveyard.
Yeah, then you can use both of those effects if you want.
Didn't scroll across. Let's go. Whoop.
Well, there goes Ship of the 7 Treasures.
And then whoop. Shuffle in Yanko. You.
Aha!
Hmm?
My Jointech Mega Fortress's effect would be active if it was in maximum mode.
Destroy. Oh, and then I can destroy a second card.
Yeah.
Ah.
This is why Phoenix is so good.
Yeah. Then if I skipped the then.
3500 to the dome and no cards is not really where I want to be. This might end up being a quickie today. Ooh, this is an awkward hand. Alright, we will activate Ship of the 7 Treasures. We will discard Jointech Rex and draw 2. Then we'll activate Jointech Digger. So we can send an Earth Machine attribute monster from our hand to the graveyard, excavate the top 3 cards, add 1 to my hand, put the remaining cards on the top of the deck in any order. Or send them to the graveyard. So, I think we have to take Twin Barrel here. And then we will send the remaining cards to the graveyard, because they're not going to be too useful for us. Alright, Twin Barrel Dragon. Let's go, baby. Heads, tails. Boo. Okay. Next up, we will summon out Mega Fortress, tribute 2, summon out Jointech Rex, use its effect. Okay. We'll pop this. Then we will set and pass.
Okay. That's a whole hand of monsters.
Excellent.
Well, I can activate the center bit and send Wanko. And shuffle Wanko back in to destroy our back row. Haha, you're nobody's cat thief.
It would have been nice to try and sort out my deck, but at least we're not dead, I suppose. Alright, we need something good here. That's pointless. So we will activate Ship of the Seven Treasures. We will draw 2. Okay. The problem is... Oh no, this should be fine. So I will maximum summon.
Ooh.
So I can increase this card. That doesn't matter. Each player shuffles 3 monsters from their opponent's graveyard into the deck. Then if this card is in max mode, gains attack equal to the total levels of Earth attribute machine type monsters shuffled into the deck. So. Oh dear, I've realised something horrible here.
This card is a maximum.
Yeah. You don't have enough cards to shuffle in, so I can't do anything. So I have to end.
Wait, why did you lose attack there?
Oh,
I
because of
see.
Mega Jointech Rex L's effect.
This card loses 600 attack, then toss a coin, attack 3 times. Oh, but you couldn't activate, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't have enough monsters in your graveyard, I couldn't use the effect to boost the attack.
Can I use that? Send a thunder. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, because you don't have a 9 or lower to destroy. I can't destroy the 10.
Well, you wouldn't be able to destroy him anyway, because of the middle piece's effect.
Oh, does the middle piece keep it from being...
Destroyed by effects, yeah. As long as I have a level 7 Earth Machine in graveyard. So you can destroy a face-up level 9 low monster. I mean, you could burn me for 1,000 just by discarding any fire monster, so it doesn't matter anyway. So we're going to normal summon out Mega Fortrex L. Activate Iron Onslaught. Pop this. Ooh, new trap. Summon out Slot Machine. Activate its effect. Grab back Twin Barrel. We'll then normal summon Twin Barrel. And then we'll just flip 2 heads, right? Easy. That's the opposite of 2 heads. Well, we're dead anyway, so we will discard this. Set this, go to battle, and we'll just go out on our own terms. Oh yeah, this is a really, really oppressive maximum, and this was without you even getting the equip spell on it, so God knows what I'm going to do when you get that on it. The problem is the best way to deal with it is an effect that destroys, which this deck doesn't have very easy access to, or a way to get over 3,500 attack, which this deck, again, can do, just not super easily. And the problem is you got it out so early that you put a clock on the game so fast that I was like, I can't do anything. But we'll see what happens in game 2. Alright, I think we go first again either way. Alright, we will start with Slot Machine and Fortrex. We will tribute both, summon that hero, set a back row, and pass. A similar move to what we did for game 1. Now I just hope you don't just turn on maximum me again.
That's
Okay. So is that a lot of maximum pieces in the hand, maybe? Okay, we will summon out Mega Fortrex. We will then tribute 2, summon out Jointech Rex. We use Rex effect to put back these 3 cards. And we'll pop this back row. Then we're going to summon out Jointech Ace. And we're going to tribute 2, summon out Hero. Activate Hero effect, because I tribute summoned it using Ace, I can add an Earth Machine monster back to my hand. So, I'm just going to add back Ace again. Summon out Ace, set a back row, go to battle, assume this thing doesn't have 1500 but, and then get in for half your life.
Oof.
Then we'll pass.
3 mils and a dream. Oh, it's the wrong piece.
Excellent. There is still hope.
Yes, we will take it. Chemist Pet 1 go.
Okay, so if 10 or less monsters in your graveyard, send 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard, draw 1 card, and if you sent 2, blah 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 blah, draw an additional card. Okay. Well, I'm 600 off lethal at the moment, depending on what your back row is.
Super resistant, actually, or hyper resistant rather.
Okay, so if your opponent has a monster on the field, send this face-up card from your field to the graveyard, special summon at level 7 or higher, pirate that monster from your hand, face up to your field, then if you're super assistant Achi in your graveyard, the special summon monster gains 800 attack, which I assume you do not, so it will just be a special summon.
Yes. Shuffle the Yanko.
That's pretty good.
Roll the hero.
Not my ace.
And
We will go ahead and skip.
yeah.
This is a hand. I guess. We'll just get rid of this. Our slot machine. Those are all draws. Alright, let's go Graceful Charity. Let's see if we can find something useful. Ooh, that's awkward as all hell. I think I have to play it safe here. And just get rid of these. Now, I will summon Crafter Drone. Summon Fortrex R. Tribute both for Jointech Rex. Use Rex effect to shuffle some cards back into the old deck. So 1, 2, and guess 3. We'll pop this back row. We'll then set and set. Go to battle phase and give you a little love tap. Then we pass.
Oof.
3 back row, a Jointech Rex and a Dream. Oh no.
Hog. Let's see. Ghost Cyclone. This.
Ooh, my Ion slot. I like that you're on the Cyclones. I assume that's because you're on so many different types.
Yeah, I thought about adding the Pyro one, but then I thought, oh, if I get the maximum out, I can't use it.
Yeah, it's awkward.
Let's go. Nyanko.
Hello, Nyanko.
Oh, you had a response there, huh?
I mean,
Hot.
always pause on, mate. There's always a response. Alright, I'll stop. I'll keep holding right click now.
Let's put you on top of it.
So this is the one that pops monsters, right?
Yep.
Annoying.
Shuffle Nyanko back in.
Oh.
That. The battle swing.
Well, taking the 2k. Let's see what we draw. Hello. Waiting to see if you'd show up. We will summon Jointech Ace. Then we're going to summon Jointech Ace. Fusion!
Ooh.
I combine my monsters together to create Jointech Fighter! I could take a level 7 Earth Attribute Machine type monster from my graveyard and either add it to my hand or special summon it face up to my field. So, we'll go ahead and activate this effect. And I can actually here put Jointech Ace back into my hand. Then because of, or Jointech Hero, because of his effect, because I use Jointech Hero, I can then also add Jointech Ace. Then we summon Ace. And we summon Slot Machine. And tribute both a Hero. And once again, because I used Hero, or because I used Ace to summon Hero, I can add back an Earth Machine to my hand. So, There is no real reason to take anything other than ace here, I think. So we'll take ace. Then comes down to, do I want to do this? So right now, if your guy's weak enough, I hit you for game. If your guy is not... Alright, we're just going to try and play it as safe as possible. I think this is the best I can do. So we'll go battle phase. We will use ace to attack this. Yeah, okay. We'll attack with hero. Oh, and then get with fighter. Oh, yeah, I was debating because I had another card in my hand that could... It would be better if your defense monster had 1500 or more defense, right? But I'm like, if it's not 1500 or more defense, then it's worse to do that. So it was like really tricky.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see what happens in game 3. At least we got a game 3 out of this. I was really worried you were going to 2-0 me really quickly. Little 5-minute episode.
Second.
Okay. Alright, we will start with Craft the Drone. Fortrex L. We'll tribute both to summon out Jointech Stegocelos. So 2 back row and pass.
It's a funny draw. Heavenly Invitation. Ooh,
Hey.
that gets meant to gate attack. Set and then.
Okay. Let's see what we draw. We will start by flipping over Iron Onslaught. Let's get rid of this. Aha. What's the next play though? This hand doesn't lend itself to doing much. So we will go ahead and activate Craft a Drone. Pitching our Jointech Rex and then drawing one of the worst draws we could get. We'll set. And set. Go to battle. I guess we're just going to attack a Craft the Drone. You have a lot of very low defense monsters. Yeah, we'll get him to 25.
Yeah.
Then we'll pass.
Okay. Oh, well. We got a Pog. There we go. Pitch these two. Draw 2. Thestalos the Firestorm Monarch.
Okay. Okay.
So we have access to him now.
I really don't think he's very good, but...
No, I just thought I'd include him for shits and giggles.
I respect it. I respect it.
Yanko.
Yep.
Go place you on them. Go battle. Let's swing over.
Goodbye, Craft a Drone. These are all cards. All right, let's just throw shit at the wall. Let's go Jointech Ace, and we'll also summon out Steel Soldier Gale Vinery or Vinery. We can toss a coin. If the result's heads, all face-up monsters on my field gain 500 attack until the end of this turn. If the result's tails, I make one monster on your field lose 800 attack and defense to the end of the turn. So let's toss a coin.
No downside.
No downside. Don't be silly. I mean, even if it did nothing, that wouldn't really be much of a downside. We'll go battle here. We'll just swing over your Thestalos, the bad monarch, and we'll attack over Nyanko, the really cool little fox thing. And then we'll get in with a gun, because gun is what we do now. Then we'll pass. It's time. It's Phoenix time.
A bit. And localized compound.
Okay.
Drop that back in. Oh no. Not.
So 2400 Big Bird.
2. And swing.
Oh, goodbye, Gale.
Oh, it's rough.
Right, well, we do have the Iron Onslaught.
Could have added. Yeah, and that goes. Every time I get.
What, nobody scat?
Yeah, back row.
Well, this
back
deck
row
has
me alive.
tons.
You always have.
This
the
deck Has so much back row removal. Jointech Rex plus Iron Onslaught is just bonkers. We have the fusion, which I believe should be game. Use his effect. Grab out Rex. Then we'll just go to battle. Go, Stego Shilosh. Go Rex. And go Fighter. Yeah, it looks like fell victim to the maximum curse, which is just if you don't find all the bits, deck feels a little bit lackluster. But when you do find all the bits on turn 1, you get to completely dominate your opponent. So all a little bit swings around about. It was a really cool deck though. We got to see what both of these decks can kind of do, which is always nice to see.
Yeah.
I feel like you got really unfortunate though, because you, especially this game, you dug so deep and just could not find all the pieces.
Yeah, all the middles just in the bottom of the deck,
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, that's unfortunately that's just going to happen, right? Without an actual way to search them, you just have to rely on draw, or mill, and then get them back to your hand, which sometimes it's just not going to work out, unfortunately. On the flip side, I got very lucky. I managed to summon Jointech Fighter twice, and I only play 1 copy of Fusion, because I'm only on the 1 Fusion. So yeah, for this deck, I basically made it the Jointech Fighter / Jointech Hero / Mega Fortrex. Because there's too much Jointech stuff in this set to really smash it all into one deck and have it be anything resembling cohesive. But Fortrex is generic enough. Now, you can play it in anything, right? Because it's just a bunch of normal summonable monsters. But they're kind of a bit shit, right? 1300 attack is fine, but their effects are very mid. I think in a more dedicated machine type strategy, you'd rather have like more utility cards that let you draw cards that let you things like Gale, which can like boost your attack or weaken your opponent's attack. Gale, by the way, as well, is generic, right? You can play that card in any deck. So I don't know if that we might see that be like a side deck or like a soft staple going forward, just because you know, give everyone an attack boost is decent, and weaken an opponent's guy is also decent. Obviously, I had to build this deck with your deck in mind, so I did have the Stegocelos in the side deck to bring in case you were on the maximum. So I need ways to kill it, right? I can't just go, oh, he summons the maximum. Oh, GG. Handshake. Let's go next. But yeah, that's what we brought in for that. We also had the Seal Arrays. I did actually have the traditional tax, but I felt like I wanted the challenge of taking down the Phoenix, but unfortunately just never managed to get into it.
Mill the world away. Don't get what I need.
Yeah, and unfortunately we also didn't get to see Phoenix plus Equip Spell, which is really hard to out, because at that point you need back row hate and then a way to out it, which, I mean, this deck can do that because, you know, we have Jointech Rex who fucks back row, and we also just have Iron Onslaught, which messes with back row. But yeah, I mean, I'm 100% sure this will not be the last we see of Blaze Bolt, Chemistorm, Feng Huang, Vocalized Phoenix. I'm sure you're going to bring it again in coming weeks. So I do really look forward to playing that. Yeah, it's a really cool boss monster, right? Basically, a boss monster that says, oh, you can pop 2 monsters in your opponent's field and 2 back row. You could almost Dark Hole and Heavy Storm your opponent, as well as burn them for 1,000 and, you know, 3,500. That means effectively you can almost always put a 2-turn clock on the game. So it's like really, really strong. It's just, you know, you have to have the graveyard set up for it, which ironically as well in game 1, I could have outed it with the Fortrex, but you didn't have enough cards in your graveyard, which really hamstrung me. And I was like, oh man, I don't get to see what my cool maximum can do. But I'm happy I got to summon it at the very least, because it is an awkward one. You don't really want to sit there with a bunch of maximum pieces in your hand. So I'm kind of there like, well, I'm going to just summon them because I want to draw more cards. But then because you're summoning them, you're never collecting them. So you just have to kind of luck into drawing them all in one turn if you're playing that kind of style. So yeah, I'm sure I don't need to tell you you were playing a maximum deck on your own. Oh, but yeah.
Yeah.
GG, buddy.
Yeah, GG, and thanks to Edward Lowe for the suggestions for the deck he posted like a month ago. Well, they posted a month ago.
Ah, did you look through and
I trolled back through the Rush Duel uploads to find that comment.
Nice. That's awesome. It's really cool though to see that, you know, a member of the community that watches these videos got to have their insight and actually affect the show. That's really cool.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the how well the competitive version would do with the Yomivu's and Bat Eels.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, you can bring that in a future week, can't you?
Yeah.
We'll see that. We'll see that. And I'll try and I'll tell you, if we try and we'll try and schedule it, right? So like after we've done a lot of the other decks from the set, we'll try and set up a week where we both bring maybe like a competitive maximum deck or something. Could be fun. Yeah, we've already said GG, so goodbye.
Goodbye.